Okay, hey, welcome back, fellow BravoTimers. So we've decided we're going to start doing a series every Tuesday called Tactical Tuesdays, where I'm going to sit here and play various random strategy or puzzle games. Just doing a little review and trying to encourage folk getting some more less mainstream games, or maybe some indie dev games, things like that. So, first episode of Tactical Tuesday, Battle Fleet 2. If you're a fan of ships and World War II, then yeah, from what I've seen, it's simple enough, but it's fun because it's simple. So, it does have a multiplayer and things like that. It's a turn-based game, but we're going to go and fire it up. Now, you can do a clean slate, where you start off, the map's kind of empty and stuff like that, or you can do the historical campaign. You can choose to be Japanese or the Americans in various difficulties. So, we'll load up. The year is 1942, and war rages in the Pacific. Massive American-Japanese fleets clash in a naval conflict that will decide the fate of millions. As America rebuilds her fleet, the Empire of Japan continues an aggressive expansion into the Aleutian Islands and Solomons, and much of the South Pacific. But their advance is stopped by the sinking of 4 Japanese aircraft carriers at the Battle of Midway. Now both sides have to adapt and overcome if they are to be victorious. It is time to decide the outcome. Battle Fleet 2! Bum bum bum! Okay, so now that I've finished that little... Okay, anyway. As you can see, you've kind of got the Pacific kind of area, ranging, from Australia, Japan, America. What it is you start off, as you can see, you own various territories and stuff like that. Obviously, the flags explain who it owns. Numbers above on the flags are how many ships you've got in that territory. The smaller number next to stars, how much prestige you get. This is effectively your money. That's your total in the top left. Underneath that, it shows you if there's any harbour or airfields. Airfields help you defend. Harbours let you build ships. So I get to start off with 3 harbours. It would seem. Australia, Hawaii, and Western US. Japan seems to get 2. One in Japan and one in Hokkaido. I hope I'm pronouncing these names right. Now, you start off with a few of your ships scattered about. It's quite simple. To build more ships, you click on the area that's got a harbour and you click build. Now, it's awesome, right? Because you get everything from starting with frigates, destroyers, subs, cruisers, carriers, and then all the way up to battleships. If you want to build a massive fleet of just sheer destructive capability, you want a few battleships and a couple of carriers. Yeah, it's fun. I'm quite liking this game. It's not overly in depth, but if you're wanting a wee cheap game just to mess about on for a wee bit of strategy, this is definitely worth a buy. The flaws of it, though, that I'll point out are when you take out the enemy harbours and the enemy fleets, the game doesn't end. You physically have to capture every territory by moving a single ship into it. Can make it drag out a wee bit. It's also a little bit too simplified in some ways, but the combat is quite nice. So, you get underneath your prestige, you've got how many recon things you can do. So, let's recon New Guinea. In New Guinea, they have a carrier, a battleship, a destroyer, and an airfield. What have I got? 3 destroyers and a battleship. Now, annoyingly as well, you can't attack from 2 territories at once. So I have to move them there, and then next turn I can attack upwards. Sometimes it can be better to consolidate your forces back. See, you've got more strong defensive position. Because if they move to there, they've got 7 ships. Potentially 8, 9, 10, you know. Their ships may be scattered, but... Right, cruiser, destroyer, frigate, carrier, cruiser. Destroyers and frigates are good for like anti-sub capabilities. Now, you can edit the turret placements. Why is that thing folded? What? Did I just build a sub? I just built a sub, didn't I? Oh well, submarine it is. Stick the deck up. Oh wait, I can still delete it, okay. Because subs are cool, but I kind of want the destroyer to be honest, so... We will switch this to have an AA. So, you know, we've got depth charges, we've got several different turrets, you do get torpedo launchers and stuff like that. We've got a nice little torpedo launcher, 3 standard turrets, and an AA turret on our destroyer, as well as depth charges. So, got 2 larger fleets, and 1 of 5. Move them up to there. What have we got on this one? 2 battleships, a destroyer, a sub, and a frigate. 2 destroyers, 2 cruisers, 2 carriers. Cool. Move the frigate. I have noticed it's slightly funny with you moving around stuff. Sometimes it's easier just to physically grab onto that rather than the scroll bar. Okay. So, we've spent our money, we've done some recon, we've consolidated our fleets. End turn. Now it's computer's turn. So, if there's no ships defending an area, you can just walk in, take it over. So I lost some territory, which means I make less money, prestige every turn. However, I have consolidated to a stronger position, I think. So, let's show off combat, shall we? Let's see. Might recon this area. Destroyer a cruiser, destroyer 2 cruisers and a battleship. Yeah, we're gonna absolutely demolish these fleets. So let's retake Midway, shall we? Send in everything. Now you can select individual ships and stuff like that. You don't have to move them all at once. Now, as in the strategy map, the combat maps are also turn-based. As you can see, the enemy has an airfield and 1 coastal artillery on this position. So, we have to worry about that as well as the enemy ships. Now, you can zoom right in, and you know, the detail is quite nice and stuff. The water looks kind of cool, although it does kind of look obviously quite generic, but the ships do look, see, I wish I could zoom in closer, because the models of the ships do look quite nice, you know? And I mean, I've not exactly got the top graphics card out there. I'm also not one for caring a huge amount whether you know, with top end graphics, but it's still nice seeing the effort put in like that. Anyway, you view your stats and you'll see if your captain's XP and stats of the ship and stuff like that. You can do one movement and you can fire all your guns every turn. Now they have certain firing angles, so you choose that angle, ship's going to steer it, and then you choose how far. Obviously, certain ships can move faster, maneuver better, stuff like that than others, but you know, I quite like some of these bigger ships. So anyway, we've got multiple guns on this, obviously. This is one of the bigger ships. Not the biggest, but it's a cruiser, so you know. Something cheap that I found out that you can do. Now, as you can see, the red bar is obviously where you can fire, but something cheap and kind of funny that I thought, you know. The trick is fire off your smaller guns first. You choose the angle you're firing at. You know, I can fine tune it with the plus and minus and stuff. Or I can just straight up click and it shoots center over there. And then you've got a range indicator showing you 2,000 meters. So I have to guess how much further or shorter that is. These side guns go up to 3k. So I'm gonna estimate it's about 2,500. So I'll get it close to it now, because this is sort of a rangefinder shot. Now I haven't played this very much, but I quite like figuring out little things like, you know, how far. Like, I like sniping and stuff and armor and things like that, so, you know, these fine little adjustments of range finding and stuff like that. I like things like that, and this game definitely has that feel to it, you know? Okay, so it's the enemy turn now. This is a recon flight.
Hi.
Another flaw with this game, it seems quite fun online, but the AI is a little bit, I've not tried it on harder difficulty yet, but the AI does feel a little bit too simple, you know. Once you kind of have a couple of shots and figure out what you're doing, it's a bit like, well, you know, just watch where you're positioning your fleets, choose your battles wisely, and you'll pretty much demolish everything you come up against, you know. But I mean, like I said, I do like this game. Quite a bit of fun actually, you know. It's not something you'll sit and play for like days on end, like you do, say, Civ, but you know, if you're looking for something a bit different, then definitely check this out. See, as you fire more rounds, you know, from like one ship, you can get a better firing angle. Now, the airfield, you just need to hit it. As far as I can tell, there's no critical spots. There's like ships, you can have your rudder broken, in which case you can only obviously go forwards and backwards. You can have your, oh yeah, the aircraft carriers, obviously, they get airstrikes. Now, what you do is, select where it's going, choose the strafing run. They drop, I think, about 5 bombs. Now, you can only use one of your bombing runs, but you do get 4 separate bomber groups, or fighter squadrons, I should say. I like the carriers.
Yes, sir.
Frigates can pack a fair punch as well. Although they're the smallest, you know, they're maneuverable, and if you set them up right and use tactics quite well, you can take out more powerful fleets. But it does involve pretty much just like grouping up on them and, you know, trying to ambush them. Oh, another thing, these little green circles are like effectively little bonuses for that game. if you get to them, pick them up. Show off the torpedoes, will we? Torpedoes in the water. Boom! Oh. Well, showing off the torpedoes means I can't fire hit most of my guns annoyingly. This should give me a nice firing angle. Try 600 meters. God damn it. See, this is why you fire your smaller guns first. Boom. And down goes the ship. Literally fired everything I could out there. There we have it, folks. So then you get prestige points for each ship you've sunk, whether you win or lose. So if I'd lost any ships, they would have also gotten prestige. Let me hit continue. As you can see, I now own Midway again, but with a larger fleet defending against a couple of smaller fleets. Now, as you can see, we can do the whole carry on. See, now, the problem is, down here, if I was to send my fleet out of Australia, they could move in and capture an extra harbour, but at the same time, they can potentially send ships to New Zealand, and then that's me surrounded. Well, you know, it takes a bit of time, you know, if you sit, you can play it aggressively, defensively, however you want, you know, I could spread my fleets out, set up a perimeter or stuff like that, try to build up some money. But, yeah, so there you have it, folks. Quite a fun wee game. On the downside, some of the combats can take a little bit longer than they needed to. The AI can be a little bit simple. And you know, the map gets a bit repetitive kind of thing. Has a lot of potential. I haven't looked into modding systems with it yet. I don't know if you can get mods, but it could be a lot of fun if they have got that. But yeah, there you have it, folks. So that's the first episode of Tactical Tuesday. So I'm thinking every Tuesday release a video. Feel free to recommend or request any games, or same as if you're an indie developer, Ethan, feel free to message me, or emails on the YouTube. You know, if you want us to review your game, we're more than happy to. And yeah, catch you later, folks.